I believe we do want to be seen and accepted as we are. We're just willing to edit and Photoshop ourselves emotionally so that people do accept us. If you look at the Greeks, if you look at the Eastern, like back to Asia Minor, they're tacticianers, they're philosophers of their society, would all point people that wanted to grow in wisdom and thought process, they would all point people back to themselves. I think we all carry around an inner child with us, unfinished business of our subconscious mind, if you will. And one side of me is that I'm a playful child, but still a mess. But I've recognized that as a side of me that is always going to be a part of me. So instead of rejecting it and hiding it, I'm just going to go ahead and own it first. If you want to know what you're experiencing, first understand how to experience yourself, and then look at how you're contributing to the entire scenario. We've got books and books written on connection and the types of connection. Another word for connection is attachment. There's several types of attachments. There's secure, anxious, and avoidant as attachment styles. What that's describing is how we attached to our mother and our father when we were young, emotionally speaking, the dynamic that took place when we were young. And so what people don't realize is that we carry that same attachment style into our life, and we wonder why we have the problems that we have. It's a survival mechanism that, like, what kind of shape can I get into in order to be acceptable? Like, maybe I want to do my creative expression to an extent, but I'm not going to risk losing your acceptance or your affirmation. The way we're created is to protect our heart at the most foundational level when we seek connection. So when we're young, we're looking to connect with mom or dad. We experience some type of disappointment, rejection, or pain in that moment when we're bidding for connection. When we're young, we're professional firefighters. We're looking to put out the fire of pain or disconnection or rejection in our surroundings. So I watched this funny game show. It's where they have this giant wall, and they're like in these padded suits. They have this giant wall coming at them, right? It's literally a moving wall coming at them. And if they don't change their body into this certain shape, it will push them off into the water, right? And so ever since we're young, we learn to get into this shape to where we're literally trying to connect well with other people, but we're doing it from the hope of experiencing safety and not taking too much risk in that space.
So self-preservation.
Massively.
Yeah.
And then we're wondering why we're conflicted or triggered by pain when we're experiencing that same shape that we used to experience. Inviting people into the space of acknowledging that they're feeling something, and then how do I steward this so that I feel it, I get the opportunity to allow the emotion to pass. That beautiful connection with others can be cultivated once we start to pursue ourselves. And these are like little insights, these are little tools that as you get to know your, quote, personality type, because that's a gift to yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of 101 of
connecting to yourself.
Connecting to yourself, yeah. You said it. If you want to understand why you're experiencing what you are experiencing in the outer world, like you're talking about, and in any conflict or anything, like truly get to know yourself first so that you can learn how to observe and step outside of self. The whole premise of how to interact with other people in different societies, it still started with self. That's like I think it was Michelangelo who carved the statue of David.
Yeah.
He's like, I just carved away everything that didn't look like him.
Yeah.
Right? The same thing goes for our life. Like once you start on this journey, you begin cutting away the things that aren't really who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's a statement that I heard taught once, and it was, you're already always thinking. And so I don't know if you ever saw Men in Black, but there's a scene where they're examining the dead aliens, and they're in this human life form, but they open up the face, and there's like this little green guy, this little alien guy. He's got like literally 100 levers, right?
This self-preserving mechanism that was created inside of us is a gift, but we can't see that in the moment when we're looking at life through the same old lens over and over.
I was explaining it to my 10-year-old the other day. I said, I want you to imagine you're watching a movie and you're seeing and you're hearing everything that's going on, but there's this soft, deep voice that's telling you everything that's going on in the movie. She goes, oh yeah. It's like story time, but they're telling you what's happening. I go, right, you have your own narrator in your head. Even as I'm speaking right now, as you're listening to this, you have your own narrator that's literally translating everything into your language and like regurgitating it, if you will, into your own lens, through your own filter, through your own lens, through your own experience, right? You're constantly filtering through your lens, personally.
I think one of the things you were talking about earlier triggered a thought. We experience conflict, whether it be in the workplace, in an industry, in life. One of the fastest ways to reveal how someone shows up in their life is by means of communication. You see, I'm gonna say some words with my body language, with verbal tonation, and you're gonna hear something completely different.
We constantly assign meaning to everything. And we also have a voice going on in our head nonstop.
What I'm presenting to the world is not receiving it. They're receiving it on their own terms, in their own way, through their own filter. So I could look at you, and I could look at Jack, I could look at Steven, look at Ben, look at anyone, and present the exact same statement, the exact same actions, and it's gonna be perceived completely different. That's why, there's, if you go to a movie theater and there's 100 seats in the house looking at the screen, you all watch the same movie, but you had a different point of view.
The concept of the story that I have in my head is a deliberate ownership of, hey, I could be totally off, but I'm willing to just own the fact that I'm translating X, Y, and Z. What it does is it takes the absolute meaning that we've assigned to it and just said, I'm willing to be wrong here. I tell you this much, if we don't go to the wilderness, it will come to us. Every man and woman needs a period of life where they're going to the wilderness deliberately. Yeah. I invite that, and that looks different for everyone. But if we don't go to it, it sure as hell will come to us. And it usually comes in the form of pain. Debilitating pain.
You don't think anything's wrong until you experience enough pain to question it.
You either lean in proactively or that stuff's gonna catch up with you.
In order to create, in order to build these giant muscles in our body and our hearts and express who we truly are at our core being, we have to heal our inner man, our inner child, our traumas, our wounds, our beliefs that are stopping us. Now, is everything a result of childhood trauma? No, but the majority of it is. It's a result of pain that we've experienced when we were young.
The beauty is, it will be the most rewarding thing you've ever done in your entire life. Ever, bar none, I promise. No climbing a mountain, no skydiving, no scuba diving is going to come close to the ability of what it means to have a fulfilling, connecting relationship at the deepest level because you've leaned in. So this message, this book that's being written, this is not for the faint of heart, the people that are looking in the mirror in their life and they're saying to themselves as a mantra, I'm fine. Life is fine. Life keeps happening to me. I'm a victim. I don't need your self-awareness crap. This is not for you. This message, these tools, this is for the person who's looking in the mirror and they want to take responsibility in any way, shape, or form they can. They want to show up and be empowered. They want to take the proactive steps to experience success in every arena of their life.